better things happen to us. So, offensively, I think it's a great first game. Kenny managed the game after the first early 2 turnovers. We got to do a better job getting in shape up front. We got tired. We got some holding penalties because we didn't move our feet, and then get ready to go. But again, I think one of the things you need to do is give Coach from South Dakota State and his group a lot of credit. I thought they did a great job, especially on offense. I thought they did a great job.
How did Coach Meacham and Coach Cumbie get Kenny back on track, so to speak?
What do you mean back on? What do you mean? I don't understand the question.
He threw 2 interceptions and he played better after that.
Just played better. We didn't change the offense, just didn't throw it to them. So it's, sometimes you got to go back to not making plays, not trying to make things happen that aren't happening. We're going to play better athletic groups that are going to be on defense, so we're going to have to play better. A couple throws where guys are going to be more athletic might have picked them, but I thought they did a great job of executing the offense, what we're trying to get accomplished. A guy like John DeArce, it was his first game. Taj Williams, it was his first game. Kyle Hicks is the starter. You saw Mr. Green come in at running back. Some guys, Avion, hadn't started in a while, didn't play last year. So, and it became very obvious, Traven Howard and Denzel and Red, those guys didn't play a lot in 2 days. And, I've been telling people we've been banged up, and we've got to get back to playing shape. Pretty simple. We've got to play better. Across the board. We got to tackle better, we got to play better.
Were problems in the secondary more of recognition, or was
No, well, yeah, like the tight end before the half, we had a call where we were going to put 7 in the box, but they didn't come out with a tight end. They split them all out, and we're supposed to have a free guy, and there was no free guy. We didn't, here, our guys, our safeties fix things. Their job is to fix things, and we didn't do a good job of fixing them. And there's only one person I can blame, is me. I didn't do a good job of helping them get fixed. Second half, we did a better job.
It looked like Kenny was smiling coming off field even after the second interception. Do you feel like he did a pretty good job of sort of staying up?
Well, I told him it wasn't that funny. And after they scored a couple touchdowns, then it wasn't that funny. You got to understand, this is not about how many yards, what we throw, it's about winning. It's not about how many yards, how many touchdowns, it's about winning. Their job is, I don't care how many touchdowns, how many yards they throw to, as long as they don't throw it to them. So, and we quit doing that later on. And then defensively, we got a couple turnovers. Had the big punt return by Turpin. I was really kind of surprised because they wouldn't kick it to him on kickoffs, really, but they punted to him. So it was kind of really, the guy got off a great punt. And that was one of the reasons we had a chance. It was a long punt. And so you give a guy where he's going to make a couple people miss. I mean, he's just one of those players. You have to give credit to our new punter and our kicker. I thought they did a great job, except for the first kickoff. I told him he needs to think, because he did the same thing in a mock game. He squibbed the first, basically about squibbed the first ball, kickoff he kicked, and then his second one he kicked it great. So I told him he needs to go in the indoor and act like that's his first kickoff for the ball game, and then know that it's his B player that'll be kicking off the first of the ball game when we go from it. But outside of that, I thought they did great as far as field goals. I thought we did great. Punting. So he had one punt that was supposed to be into the boundary that came back across the field, but they had a block on, so they didn't really have a return. So it didn't hurt us, but against somebody better would have. So there's some things we got to clean up.
Bottom line turned out okay, but what's your concern level with any of that?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this next week. I gave up big plays. I've given up big plays before.
What do you think of the job Aaron Curry did for you first to get that takeaway, and then?
I don't know. I didn't, because until I watch the film, I won't be able to tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I thought we didn't rush the passer as well as we needed to. We need to do a better job.
Did you have to go in and say much to the guys at halftime?
No, not really. When you got young guys, they don't do any good to scream at them. I've been telling them they shouldn't read the papers. I told them on Thursday it wasn't very good. and they didn't listen. So there were about 5 or 6 of them that found out it wasn't very good, and hopefully guys that have played, and hopefully we'll get back to normal. But, you know, Matthew's played a lot of players. Jeff Gladney's gonna be a really good player. Nick's played in games and won with them. So, we've been there. We've gotta clean up our free safety position. Our linebackers gotta tackle better. The long run, we overplayed it from the linebacker position. We came across, and the young corner came across when they went fly motion. They had the tight end drag him back across. That was supposed to be his. I mean, they did a nice job on. They did some nice job on some things that they needed to do. It'll be quite a learning process tomorrow when we watch the film, because we'll get some of that stuff. I mean, SMU does that stuff, and they gave us a problem a year ago. Because you can't just line up and not think. You gotta understand what's going on. And they did a bunch of stuff that they had not done, and we worked on a lot of stuff. So. But you got to give them credit. I thought 19 and I thought 86 were good players, and I thought the quarterback did a nice job of getting out of trouble. Did the long run with the running back. I mean, offensively, I think you'll see those guys will score a couple points.
Was there ever a point in the game where you guys told Kenny to run the ball more? Because it seemed like you ran the ball a little bit more in the second half.
No, not that I know of.
What did you see on the pass that got tipped to Taj?
Just saw, I don't know. I thought it had a chance of being picked, to be honest with you. The wide receiver did a great job, and then it gets popped in the air, and he came across and he caught it. That could have went a couple different ways. I mean, I saw tweets out today that, you know, for me, Kenny was gonna fall on his face. Well, he didn't fall on his face. We've got to get a lot better, and we've got to block better, and we've got to play a lot better defense, obviously. So.
Go 2 more questions with Coach.